There was a time when Enzo used to get out of the pool, use his litter box, and then get back into the pool after he used it. And he just decided one day, well, the last time he checked, he was the tiger, and he was going to make the decision to use the whole swimming pool as the bathroom. And he just showed me that he'll do it because he can. I think the water is deep enough now. Look at him, he's got his front paws still on the steps. He's lying in the water. So that's the perfect depth. I don't need to fill the whole pool up. If you fill up the whole pool, you're gonna have a lot of trouble keeping that water clean. And I don't clean the water at all. I just replace it. And if you use only that amount of water, which is the perfect amount, then you don't need to clean it. You can just take the water out, replace it. You don't need to buy all the chemicals. And guys, the last time I checked, one bucket of the chemicals that will last a month cost the same as filling this whole pool up with perfectly clean water. Now I have to say, here in South Africa, in the area where we are, the water quality is great. You can drink it straight from the tap, and it is perfectly fine. In some areas, I guess it's not that great, but in most of the areas, it is perfect. I mean, the animals drink it, and if they drink it, I will drink it. If I didn't drink it, I won't give it to them to drink. And that would make it really difficult, because then you have to buy bottled water, and you don't know what the bottled water is actually. So I do still have some of the reverse osmosis water purification systems. I've probably got about 30 of them. That was one of the last products I imported when I still thought that it was possible to do business in South Africa. It was short-lived. They were very expensive, and I chose products based on how expensive they were. I wanted to sell it at least 1/10 of the price. Otherwise, I don't want to do it. Then I will leave it. Or in some cases, 1/4 of the price. So that's how I decided to buy certain products and to distribute it. And basically what I wanted to do was to give a great product at a great price to people who really need it. Because a water purification system is something you're going to buy if you need it, not just because you want it. If your water quality is down, you're going to want to buy that thing because you have to. And I also imported the synthetic lawn, and I supplied that at about 1/10, also 1/10 of the price. I once got a quote on this area, just the tiger enclosure area. I can't remember if this was included. Guys, the price that I was quoted was, let's say, 6 times the amount I paid for the entire house. That's how people do business here. They've got friends in high places who will buy something from you, not because they need it, but because they are your friend. You have to be in kind of like a gang, and they will just get rid of the company's money, doesn't matter what the cost is, and buy whatever there is from their friends. So you want to know what went wrong in South Africa? There you go. That's what went wrong in South Africa. Too many friends supporting one another, cutting out people who really mattered. who was really necessary for an economy to exist. It's as simple as that. So there was a lot of things that I planned to do. I mean, this curved glass, those spiders that hold the glass together, these PVC ceilings, the meter by meter porcelain tiles that you see, the camera systems. There's one there. The LED lights, the shower rooms. Then there was a very good product. It was a water heater. Instead of using a geyser, you have a 8 kilowatt water heater. You open the tap, it switches on, it turns cold water into hot water. And you don't need to store the heat. Because let's face it, if you understand how heat works, heat flows from the hot to the cold. So if you've got a bunch of hot water in your ceiling waiting for you to use it, you are just going to, well, deplete it slowly, and you will have to heat it up again. So with that system, it turned the water hot instantly when you needed it. And that way, you didn't have the wastage of the heat energy that went into that water. And guys, it's a lot. It's 4.187 kilojoules to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water with 1 degree, or cool it down by 1 degree. So yeah, people don't always understand that, and I think that is why the zoo house exists. This place exists because I run it extremely efficient. That is the most important part of having this place. It is, let's take care of the animals, and we don't want to spend an arm and a leg. We want to, this was the last product I was inquiring about and I was going to import. It's beautiful. It's things that people want, but it's extremely expensive if it's not supplied by me. So it's a very heartbreaking story how the whole business ended. I mean, the business ended because I was being audited by our revenue service, and they took advantage of a guy who was driven to help the economy, to make job opportunities available for people to have jobs. And they caught me with one thing. I wasn't going to put up a big fight with them when they audited me. And eventually they admitted to me that there was just a decimal, or the comma was gone from the main figure that they worked with. And that was the reason I was audited. But when they audited me, they took 5 years of data and they found a fault. Maybe 2, maybe 3. But that's not the problem. The problem was they told me that I could make their work much easier by simply agreeing that they audit 1 month, or let's say 2 months, and then apply that, whatever they find, to the full 5 years. And I said, well, okay, that's okay with me. I don't mind. I don't want to cause you guys unnecessary hard work. That's the mistake I made. Guys, when they come for you, you make it as hard as possible. They have got no mercy. Diego has got much, much more mercy than the tax department. So what they did was they went and they checked maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I don't know how many years, and they found this area in that whole time that had the most errors, and they simply went and applied that to the total time, and they caught me, and they just did not show any mercy. Actually, to be honest, I did get the best compliment that I've ever gotten from a professional person. I was told after the whole thing happened that this lady has never met a more honest person in her life. That was what was said to me by the taxman. But it was too late. The damage was done. I didn't want to play anymore. I changed my mind. I decided to let go of all the companies I had. I just basically, because guys, let's face it, you know what you know. If there was any doubt in my mind that they would have ran a fair next 10 years for me, I probably would have kept on going with all the companies that I had and do all the business that I did. But I was not convinced that I was able to be treated fairly. It was a bad day for me. It was not nice. It was a terrible day when I had to make that decision to never do business in this country again. Because you're going to register a company, you're going to be all professional, you're going to try and give the best service, the best product at the best price. And then they show up and they take full advantage and they break everything that you've built within a few days. And don't think for 1 second that they are in a hurry to get it done, because you are in a hurry to get it done so you can carry on with your life. They can easily take 2, 3, 4, 5 years on you, and that breaks everything. So when they broke the whole system that I put together over many years, I decided to just not do it anymore. I decided to rather get a tiger. That's much better, because I can at least trust the tiger. So now the whole of South Africa is in very deep trouble. This whole place is basically a financial ruin. And you know what, guys? That's what you get. That's what you get. If you're going to bake a cake and you want to put this cat litter in the cake, you can do it. There's no problem of doing it, but you're going to have to eat it. And then you cannot remove every little piece of cat litter and just carry on normally. It doesn't work like that. When you break something, it's broken. And you're not going to be able to just walk back in, get the benefit, and everything is fine. It doesn't work like that in real life. So I want to tell you guys, before you ruin something that can help you in the long run, rather just leave. Rather just leave that person alone. Leave him to do what he's doing, because your country needs it. You see, a country is not ran by a president or by a king or by a queen or by any other state entity. A country is ran by the people that live in the country. They make the decisions. It's their decisions that count. So when you see a country in ruin, it's because the people in that country chose to do that. And that is what they get. It's actually quite fair. Yeah. Always remember that. You can have the greatest person at the top, but if you're not going to accept them and recognize what they are going to do for you, you're going to ruin it. So I think we are in a time when we can all start over. We have the opportunity to grow everything again. I don't think that opportunity comes very often, but I can feel it is back. We can start to grow something again, and we're going to. So it matters what happens and what the people decide to do. Always remember that. Well, thanks for watching, listening. I hope you get something from that. I hope if you are in a position of power, you understand why you should do the right thing. Like always, have a great day. Diego.